YouTubers, resellers, and thrifters. My name is Carrie. My channel here on YouTube is Be Carried Away. Thank you so much for finding me. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll think about subscribing if you like reseller content. And if you are regular on the channel, thank you so much for stopping by to see what I've got in this Thrift With Me video. So I was out of town the other day, about 30 miles north of where we are in our apartment. I was picking up some freebie stuff. And if you've seen a few of my other videos, you know that we've recently furnished a new apartment. And one of my goals was to use my reseller skills to furnish the apartment almost free using freebie.com and also thrifting skills. So I was up in that area picking up some other items, which I'm going to do a tour of the whole apartment very soon. But while I was there, I figured I would do a really quick stop at a local Goodwill. It was a beautiful area. This Goodwill was fabulous. I'm not often a fan of Goodwills in terms of prices sometimes compared to, say, a Salvation Army in my area. But this one was top-notch. The prices were great. The items were great. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time, so I had to be super pared down as to what I actually took out into the vehicle with me and back out into the car. So I put a lot of things in the cart. I looked at as many items as I could. I'm sure that I left things behind on those shelves. So I mostly looked at, almost exclusively at hard goods, although I did end up picking up, I think, one item of clothing. So be sure to comment in the comment section below if you see things that I passed over. I know that I did. There was just so much, and the quality of the items was really good. I'm very happy that I stopped by this particular Goodwill, and the prices were great, right? So what a combination. So stay tuned for this thrift with me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with the inexpensively, practically free furnished apartment tour. So see you soon, and thanks again. Bye guys. So when I first came in, I was not planning to film it, but everything was so great that I just decided to start filming on a whim. So my cart's already full, but I'm just starting to film some of the items that I'm looking at. Lots of new in the box items. I think that may be a feature of the particular area. It's a wealthy area, beautiful homes, and I just think that leads to some more newer items. This was just a really funky tarantula rocking horse. It looked maybe kind of homemade. I'm just looking at almost everything. There's so much cool stuff. This vase was something that was flat and you filled it with water and it expanded. I really liked this. I thought about it for a gift, but I put it in my cart, ended up not getting it just because I couldn't think of anyone to gift it to. This was something I picked up over the top and realized that it was missing, that it was a hot stone massage kit. I was hoping it was complete, but it wasn't. The lamp shelf, look at this brass lamp. That is just gorgeous, too big. I don't want to have to ship that. And then this, I was carefully looking at this glass lamp with the teardrop chandelier, and it turns out that this was, I couldn't tell if this was glass at first, if it was vintage. One of the things I'll do if it's vintage is look at the plug to see if it's vintage, and it was not. And I don't even think it was glass, so I did leave that behind. This brass and green glass desk lamp, those can be very valuable if they're original, but that was a reproduction. And I wanted to get behind that actually and see these pottery lamps. These were beautiful. I didn't comp these. I just, I didn't want to pick those up. That's a pretty significant shipping project and I just didn't want to do it, but they were really, really nice. Maybe in my younger days when I was doing a lot of shipping of really big items, I might have. So you can see I didn't start filming right at the beginning. My cart's already got a lot of items in it, but I wanted to kind of bring you guys along because I was having such a good time and there was so much cool stuff here. So keep calm and buy shoes. That's pretty good for me. Shoes are my go-to. Live in the now. Lots of fun memes and inspirational sayings. These little paint jars, I wasn't sure what they were. They were toys, I guess, and I didn't have time to open it and see what it was exactly. Some sort of kids' toy paint. These shelves are loaded. The items are all in really good condition. This is some Sugar Skull Mexican-inspired placemats. These were the hard cardboard type. I would have picked these up if they were priced better. These were $2.99 each, not $2.99 for the set. So I did leave those behind, but they were really pretty. Lots of figurines, lots of Christmas, some leftover Easter. Christmas storage bag. Again, if I'd had time to comp that, I might have been something I would pick up. It was new in the bag, and everybody needs a Christmas tree storage bag if you have, a faux Christmas tree. Some cards from the Christmas tree store. Again, new in package. The store is a combination of, oh, look at this. Isn't that cool? That was a flat cheetah dish. It looked like maybe it had been hand painted. But this store was a real mix. There was definitely some vintage, but a lot of new in the box type items that were reasonably priced. So nice ceramic snowman, lots of Christmas stuff. I don't really specialize in Christmas, so I kind of glossed by a lot of it. There were some really cool items, but I didn't have any time to do a lot of comps, and so that was one of the categories that I kind of glossed over. Just because it's not an area that I really specialize in. I'll pick up some vintage Christmas. I know it's valuable. I probably should spend a little bit more time focusing on Christmas items. A lot of sellers do really, really well with not just vintage Christmas, but decor items for Christmas. These were super cute. This moose, it was somehow animatronic. This one I probably should have looked up. I turned it over and it did have batteries. I think it sang, maybe. Excellent condition, really cute. But that was just the one category that I decided not to take my time to comp because I really had so little time. Oh, this was beautiful. This was $8.99. If it had been half price, it absolutely would have went in my cart. Probably. What do you guys think? That probably would have sold really well. The condition was amazing. Beautiful white roses and faux flowers are very expensive to buy. So that probably was an excellent buy. This mug, I don't know this brand. I thought it might have been like one of the other brands of water bottles and mugs, but I think it was a Swill Sip. Okay, these, I Googled these later. These are Enesco. And it was a full set. I probably should have picked these up. These are Holly Ducks by Enesco vintage, and from what I can tell, they were a full set. So going for about $35 on Mercari in a different pattern, and very few of them available or sold. I really didn't find much at all, so I probably would have done pretty well with those. In fact, if I do go back there, I might. Now, here's an example. I picked this up just to show this because I was filming. Absolutely a no-go. If you see Pyrex in that bad of condition, just pass it right by. That had so many scratches. Just, Pyrex collectors are looking for really good condition Pyrex. That one was in terrible condition. Usable, but definitely not something you'd want to display or show. This, I don't really know what that was. Kind of a cool basket with a handle. I don't know if I think a candle probably went down in there. I'm not sure though because it's wood. So lots of kitchen items. Now I put this one in my cart. I was going to buy one of these. We need one of these for the apartment, but I have a couple at home. We just didn't. It wasn't something that we packed to bring to the new apartment. We didn't bring items from our home upstate. We just refurnished it. So I think I was going to use that for our house. This was really pretty. I love lime green. I think lime green is my favorite color, and it was in maybe indoor-outdoor grill. Looked unused. So that was something I probably could have looked up. Snowman cake pops. Some of these items, they're cool, they're nice, they probably would sell, but a lot of them you can get inexpensively at the stores, and that's a key for me. If they can be purchased at a retail store for that price, for just a little bit more, I won't pick it up. Okay, guys, help me with this. What is this? This was very, very heavy cast iron with enamel, but what's the top? Look at the star-shaped top. It was really heavy. I tried to pick it up with one hand to flip it over, and I literally slipped out of my hand. It was that heavy. But what is that top, that open top? I'm not sure what that was. So I love fish items, red fish, very cool. This was actually ceramic. It first looked plastic, didn't it, almost? Now, on a better day with more time, I would look through the clear glass, but obviously clear glass takes a bit more time to look through, so I passed that quickly. Here's something from Disney, Mickey. To me, this looked vintage. I am trying to get into plush. I don't know plush very well, but I thought the tag even looked, the logo looked vintage. So I did stick that in the cart to later comp it. That comped out really well, and for $2.99, I would have picked it up if I wasn't being so picky about what I was taking home with me, and it had some damage to the bottom of the shoes. There were lots of them listed, so when you're looking at comps, you don't want to look at just what sold. You also want to see what's out there for sale, what's your competition, and there were many that were in better condition, so I ended up leaving that behind. $5.99, great price for vintage Pyrex Cinderella bowl. The Cinderella bowls are the ones with the little handles on the side, the two handles. That's called the Cinderella style, but I don't know the pattern. So the style is Cinderella. The pattern, I'm not sure, but it's very, very easy to look up the patterns using Google Lens. So I did look up that pattern, and there were plenty of them listed. It wasn't anything rare, so I did leave that behind as well. On another day, I might have picked that up. That one, I might have thought more about picking it up anyway. These I wish I had picked up because I was going to make a couple of quiches to give for Christmas gifts. I made a couple at a party the other day, and Mike's mom was literally saying that she would love that as a gift, another quiche Lorraine. So in hindsight, I wish I had picked that up just for personal use. Kind of looking up on the top shelf. Tiger, handmade. It looks like hand painted ceramic. Really pretty kitty cat dishes. Looking at the brand, I don't know it. I thought they were super cute. Olive dish. I would have liked that for myself because I love to put out olives at all kinds of parties. Really pretty ceramic dish, just an at-home dish. I think that's from, where's at home from? Is it, I don't know if that's Walmart, but it was a really pretty design. But we're trying to limit what we have in the apartment to necessities. Some beautiful items, but really pretty vintage pink elephant. Didn't really do anything. At first I thought it twirled or something, but it didn't. Over here to some smalls. I'm hoping maybe I'll see something in the smalls section. It's nice to pick up smalls when you don't have to do a lot of shipping of big items. But, ooh, I didn't notice it at the time, but look at that pretty topiary, different colors in the bottom shelf there. Candle. Now, this is some lusterware. Really beautiful hand-painted lusterware, probably from Czechoslovakia. Lusterware is gorgeous, very beautiful, but not particularly high sell rate. Certain patterns sell, but it has to be in great condition. They tend to get very cut up with use. They'll get scratched quite easily. This is Pioneer Woman, I know that. Pioneer Woman can do well. It's one of those few items, few lines that are from Walmart that actually are desirable. Now this I really liked. I thought about this for myself. I looked it up. Serving Sensations. Wait, did I look it up at the time though? I don't know, but it was a small set of just the big platter with the two little dishes. What does that say? Eileen Trim something. I'm going to try to put a screenshot up of that, and let's see if I should have picked that up. That looked like a great shrimp platter serving dish. Here's some made in Italy. These were really pretty. Maybe might have picked that up at another time and place. I'm sure those would resell. I'm not sure about the value. This was a very pretty set of dishes, $14.99. I believe that was for the whole set, but again, I don't have a lot of time to comp. Sets of dishes are a weakness for me. I tend to pick them up, but I don't list them very quickly because they're just so hard to ship. Pretty centerpiece dish platter. That may or may not have been vintage. I don't know that particular style of glass. It looked almost like carnival glass maybe, but I wasn't sure. I'd have to Google that, Google Lens that, research that, or just ask my mom. She loves carnival glass, pressed glass in that gold color. Gorgeous. Look at this. Beautiful. That might be a studio pottery piece. Look how quick I'm whizzing by these really beautiful items. I'm just don't have time to spend, unfortunately, to comp them, to consider them in more depth. Made in Jerusalem, beautiful hand-painted pottery piece. There's a couple more in the back. They've grouped everything here by color. TWA 100 Club, 1984, Madrid. Definitely probably would have looked that up if I'd had more time. Another really pretty piece. Pottery pitcher in the front. So everything's grouped by color. I'm going through the blues. Now I'm going over to, now these look vintage, don't they? Don't they look vintage to you? Boom. They are antique reproductions. So they were meant to look vintage, but they're not. So that's not something that I would pick up unless it was a well-known piece. Really pretty. Now, at first I thought this said Pottery Barn. I don't know, it's something barn, but it didn't look like Pottery Barn. I think I picked it up twice maybe, or I picked it up again just to reassure myself that that wasn't Pottery Barn. It ended in an E, so if anybody knows what that is, let me know. It was a very pretty pear piece. And there was another pear item here, right here, this photo on the wall that I just whizzed by, and I thought it was a cool collection of pear items. Now, I did end up picking up two pieces from the wall of pictures, and they were to keep. They're for the apartment here. So we have a lot of white blank wall. Oh, there's me zooming in on the pear item again. That was just maybe like a Target type antique-y, vintagey look, but it intrigued me that there was a lot of pear items, probably the same donator maybe dropped those off. So anyway, I did pick up two pieces for our white walls here, and see how I see the cart coming out? Watch, I zoom back over. I shut my camera off there and I went zooming over to follow that cart, and I turned it back on. I did find a beautiful piece, which I will show you in a moment, but I had to shut it back down to go over there with all the people rushing to the new cart items. So here's a Harley Davidson motorcycle. I don't know what was in that originally. It was a Harley, so I picked up those. Impact Wilson tennis rackets, and I picked up that gorgeous Madonna Sacred Heart frame, which was dated 1954, and I did keep that. So eventually that will be in a haul or listed. I did not keep the tennis rackets. They were selling them for $9.99, and the comps just weren't that great on that particular tennis racket. Really cool plush frog. These I didn't know what they were. They looked like horse hooves to me almost, right? But they were tea infusers. They just had that look. I love horses, and they looked like tea infusers to me. So I did comp these, and they were worth really not much at all. Plastic, maybe like $10 or so each, and they wanted $2.99, something like that. So they were not something I got. Now, as I was getting in line to check out, I saw this really pretty sweater with a tag on it. As I got closer, my eyes zoomed in on the tag, and it was Pringle. Pringle is a Shetland wool sweater from Scotland. Excellent quality, definitely vintage and new old stock. So this is something that was absolutely a pickup at $5.99 for this gorgeous Shetland wool sweater. Now, I did also pick up this Pink Flamingo Florida piece that goes for about $40. It was a little ceramic pink flamingo, vintage. It does have a small flea bite on it, but they were going for about $40, and so I thought I would just, mark mine down because of the flea bite. But that was one of the things I picked up. So now I've got the sweater, I've got the pink flamingo. What else did I get? Well, a couple of months ago, I watched a great channel called Bob Buys, and she was doing this thrifted treats with these old vintage pie plates with recipes on them, and they were worth some money. Now, I wouldn't have known it if I hadn't watched Bob Buys channel. So I found this blueberry pie plate, and I was from 1983. I was really happy to comp this Country Harvest Made in the USA plate and see that they are actually selling for about between $35 and $48. There are a couple other of them currently listed for actually just one other listed currently for $48. So at $2.99, that was definitely a no-brainer pickup. Excellent condition, no chips. The next item that I picked up and brought home was this beautiful wooden trinket box with a lid. Now, see the little tiny vertical pieces there? Those are porcupine quills, and these can be quite valuable depending on where it's from and where it's made. Now, I don't have any information on this particular one, but I was able to do comps, and up in the right-hand corner, you can see that that one, like mine, went for $52 plus shipping. So absolutely a pickup. That was also $2.99. Now, these porcupine quill wooden pieces can go for huge amounts of money. So this is definitely a BOLO item. Be on the lookout. Take a look. The Ojibwa one on the right is Native American. The Ceylon ebony is another one that's different. I also picked up this beautiful 1954 print of the Sacred Heart of Mary, and I got that for just, I think it was $4 or $5.99. I was able to do a few comps, not the same frame. My frame is actually nicer than this one, I believe. And so I do think that that will go upwards of $50. That's about all I got. I didn't pick up too much. I kept it to just items that I knew I could make a nice profit on. Okay, so that was the thrift with me. And as you can see, I was like super pared down on that. I had quite a few more things in the cart and made some really, hard pass decisions on some of those items, like the vintage Mickey Mouse cheerleader that was inexpensive, vintage, in pretty good condition, but the bottoms of the shoes just were worn off, as I showed in that photo. So things like that, I was really cutthroat in what I did bring back. So sometimes you have to be that way if you're out of town. I just didn't have a lot of time, and I didn't have a lot of space in my car to bring a lot of items back. It wasn't meant to be, a thrift with me for profit trip. I was doing other things. I was picking up items for the apartment. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you very soon. Bye, guys.